From this week's parsha, we learn ואהבת לרעך כמוך. And Rabbi Kiva teaches us in a Doran Perik Des, Yerushalmi. ואהבת לרעך כמוך זה כלל גדול בתורה. Targum Yonason, on the Pusuk ואהבת לרעך כמוך, writes Targum Yonason. Whatever you want others to do for you, you should do for others. Does this sound familiar? Do you remember something similar? Of course you do. Very famous story of Hillel Azokin in Shabbos Daf Lamed Aleph, a convert, a ger, came to Shammai. And he asked Shammai, Lamdein, Geireni, al Menashe te Lamdeini, Kol Torah Kol al Regalachas. Shammai was the captain. How did he respond? Threw him down a flight of stairs. Dachoy ba'masa binyan shebiyodai. And he comes before Hillel, the tolerant, the honor. Hillel hugs him, embraces him, and it says, Madalach sani lachavrech lo tavid ve'idach pirusha zil gemara. What you would not like others to do for you, don't do to others. All the rest is commentary. That's the most important thing, the most important mitzvah in the realm of Beinodam lechaveiroi. But it's interesting, Hillel used a negative connotation. What you hate, don't do to others. Yonason ben Azriel on the Pusuk, ואהבת לרעך כמוך, uses the same ethical idea in a positive connotation, and he says, what you would like others to do to you, you do to others. That's the Rambam, both in Ilchas Deis and in Perik Dalet Ilchas Avel. That's the Rambam's interpretation of ואהבת לרעך כמוך. Masha ato roitze sheyasu acherem locho, aseh ato la'acherem. That's the Rambam. So the earliest source is Yonason ben Uziel. No wonder. Who was Yonason ben Uziel? Twice in Shas, Sukkah Chav Ches, once again in Bava Basra. The Gemara says, Shmonim Talmidim hayu le'Hillel Azokin. Godel shebehem, Yonason ben Uziel. Kotten shebehem, Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai, the great Tana. So obviously, this interpretation, Yonason ben Israel heard from his Rebbe, Hillel Azokin. Hillel Azokin didn't explain the mitzvah v'ahavta lira'acha kamocha, but maybe Yonason ben Israel was present when that convert came before Hillel Azokin, and Hillel told him, "Ma dalach sani lachavrech lo yitavid." So that person wasn't Jewish yet. Maybe it was too much to expect of him to do to others what he would like others to do to him. And for him, Hillel said, let the starter be, just be decent. After you're going to be a Yid, we'll go beyond that. We'll go to the positive connotation. So obviously, this is the Torah of Hillel Azokin, expressed by his Talmud Yonason ben Uziel. And then we find it in the Rambam. So there's a Hasidic Maisa I told 1,000 times because I love the story and it's so important. Chasidim Misaprim, that the Tzaddik of Moshe Leib Mesasav said, the profound understanding and meaning of ואהבת לרעך כמוך, I learned from a Gentile. I was once walking in the street and I overheard two non-Jews talking one to another. So before I even tell you the story, I don't want anyone to wonder, why would such a great tzaddik learn anything from a guy? That should not be a wonder at all. One of the fundamental teachings of the Baal Shem Tov, of the great Baal Shem Tov, was everything one sees, everything one hears, everything one experiences comes to teach him something. Nothing is coincidence. Everything is hashgacha pratis. If you saw a sight, if you heard a sound, if you experienced an event, whatever it is, everything comes to teach you. And a person needs to ask himself 100 times a day, what does this come to teach? So it's no wonder that Moshe Leib Sasava said, I overheard two non-Jews and I learned from them. So Mr. A asks Mr. B, do you love me? And Mr. B responds, aren't you ashamed to ask that question? We've been the best friends for 20 years. Of course I love you. So Mr. A asked Mr. B, do you know what hurts me? Mr. B, how would I know? You didn't tell me. Mr. A, did you ask? Do you really want to know? Do you really care? If you would care about me, you wouldn't just sit idle and wait. You didn't tell me. Do I need to tell you? How could you say you love me if you don't even know what hurts me? So the Moshe Messas of the Tzaddik said, how would you dare to say you love me if you don't even know what hurts me? If you don't care about another person, you don't have compassion. So it's very easy to say, you have to la'ach kemוך. Everybody talks about brotherly love. Very easy to say, I love everyone. But if you don't know what hurts him, you don't love him. And don't dare to say, ואהבת לרעך כמוך. How can you say, I love me, if you don't even know what hurts me? So my dear friends and dear Chaverim, we're living in a time of tragedy. COVID-19 claimed the lives of so many wonderful people, and so many others are Eres Divine. And so many families are crying. Maaseh Rabban Gamliel, we learn in Medrash Echo. Shchentoi shel Rabban Gamliel hoyso boicho balaylo shel ben teshloire shemeislo. V'Rabban Gamliel hoyu shoymei bichya v'hoyu boiche ima. Rabban Gamliel had a neighbor, a woman that lost a child, and she cried all night. And from the other side of the wall, Rabban Gamliel cried together with her. So if you love a person, you need to know what hurts him. And if you don't know, that means you don't really want to know. And if you don't want to know, it means you don't care. And if you don't care, you don't love. So the Moshe Leib Sassover said, ואהבת לרעך כמוך is about caring. And if you don't even know what hurts me, don't dare to say that you love me. So we need to hear the pain, feel the pain, and hear the cries. So many families lost loved ones, lost children, lost parents, lost Zaydas and Bubbas. And I said 100 times, the fact that people are old doesn't mean they deserve to die. We need the elders of our communities. They are our teachers. They are our leaders, whether they're great Rabbonim or not. Yes, they are the pride of our families. And we've lost so many of them, not only elderly people, many young people as well, many ill and many healthy. And so many families are crying and still praying for people that need Yeshuas and Refuas. And that's all what ואהבת לרעך כמוך is about. It's about caring. It's about feeling the pain of others. So we need to learn and to daven and go out of our way and do whatever we can to help, to alleviate, to ease the pain of other people, to daven for them.